Alysha Wood, and I just wanted to tell you guys what I said in the last video, just give you a better detailed description as best as I can about what happened to me and how it's affected me too. I have that on there too. But before I get into that, I just want to tell you guys and also my family viewers that if you guys watch this, anybody in my family, I really don't want you guys thinking I harbor any hate or haven't forgiven my grandma, because I have, and I just came through, because I can only harbor hate for so many people, so I've chosen to harbor hate against the real people that I think that are actual at fault for my past, which is my biological mother, Lisa, and the betrayers. And I'll be getting into why about the biological mother, in next video, because I don't want to make this video too long. But I just wanted to make a disclaimer that I have no hate or harbor hate or haven't forgiven my grandma. This is just me speaking my truth, only that I have it all written down here, but I'm not legally allowed to say. So let's get into that. I just wanted to make a disclaimer. It happened so young, age 3 to throughout to age 11. It happened so much consistently, frequently, the sexual abuse when it happened, when it was happening every day, all night, whenever the betrayer got the opportunity to. The betrayer brainwashed me to think that was normal, okay. Betrayer practically raised me. Well, the betrayer took coke, heroin, alcohol, crack. Although throughout this time, the betrayer was allowed to change me, bathe me, dress me, take me places, watch me alone a lot, put me to bed. From age 3 to 11 years old, the betrayer brainwashed me, groomed me from what the betrayer would tell me, say to me, tell me to believe, force me to do, listen to betrayer. The constant, frequently sexual abuse, I still remember every little detail about it. My past, like it was yesterday, growing up, my guardian, aka my grandmother, since she got custody of me, she has a big issue with drinking, alcohol, substance in general, and would let the betrayer practically raise me. Because she was always getting drunk and high off weed every day and night. She never actually wanted to raise me. She's told me this multiple times and has said other hurtful things. She has always drunk to the point where she would pass out and leave me with the betrayer. Well, the betrayer took and was on heroin, coke, alcohol, crack. There was multiple times my grandma was was blackout drunk to care or notice, but she has seen and walked in on the betrayer in the act of sexually assaulting me. I remember seeing her and watching her, and she either yelled at the betrayer or at me. The betrayer supported my grandma a lot with money and necessities, also getting drove around. Sorry, this is because the betrayer owned vehicles. With the betrayer, my grandma had no real stable income. I thought she knew for a while, but sadly she was in denial. But she put the blame on me by yelling, telling me to confess in the wrong way, telling me I'm lying, it's in my head, I'll never be anything, etc. Drunk words. My grandma is mainly at fault and is to blame, but I have excused her because she was very sick from drinking alcohol. She has early onset dementia, doesn't remember what happened back then, and I truly in my heart only harbor hate and blame towards Lisa, my biological mother, also the betrayers. What the betrayer has done is completely disgusting and monstrous. All the brainwashing, grooming, I was and severely depressed, have anxiety, body dysmorphia, face body, eating disorders. I'll show you guys, and I will, a few pictures of me, and I don't know if I'll do it in this video, but I will. And I never actually smiled growing up. All my smiles were fake. I was very unhappy unhappy child growing up, and I am also I do remember my past very well, and also the years of self-harm I've given myself over the years. I've tried to kill myself multiple times because of what happened to me growing up. It was hard to love myself as a person, as a baby, as a child. I had no self-worth growing up. I had severe depression, had bad anxiety, body dysmorphia, face body, eating disorders before I even knew what all that was, all that meant. I was struggling with all that. I was always tired at school or anywhere. I had severe bags under my eyes. My eyes always, underneath my eyes, always. I never actually smiled. Only, I never actually smiled for any pictures or in general. If I was, it was fake. And I don't like looking at myself, and I didn't like looking at myself in the mirror growing up from a very young age. I hated my self-image before I even understood what that meant, and I was scared to be left alone or meet new people, children, at a very young age, to the point where I was clingy and made somebody else introduce me. Someone also, one of the signs of me and the betrayer too close of relationship, the way the betrayer treated me, the way the betrayer talked to me, the way the betrayer said my name, the way the betrayer, the way I treated the betrayer, also the way the betrayer treated me. Our relationship was very inappropriate for a baby child. Way too close in the worst possible way. I started to become more sexually active at a very young age, from age 4. I started to experiment on my body, also started to play inappropriately with toys, also friends. Others also started humping objects, floors, chairs, legs, couches, like leg couches, legs on couches. I started to leave many sticky, I started to leave many yellow sticky notes around the house pointing towards my room for the betrayer. My grandma found the sticky notes. I remember finding her. I remember seeing her find them. Also, I started to get night terrors at that point where I'd always wake up screaming and crying, and I would lie and say it was the pirate dream. Meanwhile, it wasn't, and I couldn't understand what the meaning words to describe what was going on and what the betrayer did and tried to brainwash me, groom me to say there's so much more I can say, but I'll leave that to next video because
I was 3 years old in these pictures. I was at my grandma's house at the time in these pictures. The pink couch you see was Barbie themed. It opened up like a mini bed, playmat thing. I remember laying on it all the time. It was my favorite back then. It had a Barbie logo. It was little and only on the front pillow. I remember being on it a lot. I was 3 years old. The next photos you see of me are pictures of me when I was 5 to 4 years old. Those photos are of pictures of me when I lived at my grandma's building when she was a building manager. We lived in the first unit on the first floor. My grandma lived across from my grandpa lived across from us when he was alive. My room was light pink, also Dora themed. I had a whole Dora kitchen set, Dora everything. My bed was on the far wall from the door. My TV was in the front, in the front of the wall, on my wall. My toys were on the other side with the door. I had a Dora welcome mat with Dora and boots on it. Also, Dora eating mat I loved. I had many dark wood dressers and the odd light one. They're all wood. One that was, the one that was that Dora pillow you see was my favorite. It was a body pillow. I slept with it every night. Also, my hair used to be really thick and long. And I used to hate getting it brushed back then because it used to hurt. Also, tangled real easy. Also, the room down the hall. My room was down the hall from the living room. The living room and dining room was connected. The kitchen was on the front wall across from the front door. There was a mini walkway between the front door and kitchen where you could hang up and put your stuff away. The kitchen was closed off from the living room and dining room. The couch was on the wall beside the entrance. There was beside the entrance to the hallway, there was a wood coffee table in front of the couch, also a TV in front of the coffee table. The back door was on the wall across from the front door, diagonal. We had a balcony. It wasn't too big. Also, it wasn't was an old metal one. I had my first cat there too. Her name was Maya. The next photos you see, I was 5 to 6 years old. The first photo was with the full face, was me holding my younger cousin. She was only a baby at the time. You can't see her, but she is there. I was at my aunt's in our living room beside the stairs going up. The other photo you see of me is in my backyard. I was swimming in my swimming suit. Not swimming, but I was in my swimming suit, playing in the backyard with my friends. Also, it was pink and dotted, and it was a two-piece. I was playing with friends at the time, like I was just saying. This was the complex my aunt lived, a couple doors down from me, too. I used to go to Sunday school, church. I was in church club. My biological mother used to take me to church, even remembering her baptize me. The next photos you see are of me when I'm 5 to 4 years old. The first photo of me is of me on Halloween. I was trick-or-treating and I didn't want my photo taken. Also, I started to grind my teeth and hold my fist, hands in a fist. I remember I couldn't take off that necklace for the life of me. I wouldn't leave the house without it that night, without losing my head. I was very upset. I had to wear stuff under my costume that night because it was cold and rainy. I remember being mad about that photo. I never liked getting photos taken of me, and I always got in trouble for giving off fake smiles. But I truly didn't know how to, and I didn't like to, and I got mad a lot. Also, the sweater you see, I had matching pants. It was strawberry shortcake themed. I had strawberry on both. I was little. And I was in my backyard at the time. The last photo, the next photos you'll see of me was on picture day. I remember I was in daycare. This was in the cubby room area beside our classroom. I remember walking into there. They covered it up with gray tarps, almost like. It made us sit on a box. It made us hold teddy bears. Also, I remember getting in trouble because I didn't show off a real smile. These photos you see of me are ages 10 to 6 years old. The first photo of me is of me when I was 10. I was beside my cousin in the living room area. I want to say at my aunt's house. They were just getting ready to go. I'm pretty sure we all were. This was after a family event. The next photo you see of me is me and my family. You don't see them, but they are there. We were at a lake, hanging out, chilling out. I was with all my little cousins, older cousins. Had a pretty fun day that day, but I didn't want my photo taken, as you can see. I had a mini tantrum, and I decided to give off that face instead of a smile. The last photo is of me in my backyard, where my aunt lived a couple doors down. Like I was saying in the last photos, I was in the same bikini as you see in the photo beside it. It was my favorite. It was like frilly, and I just liked the colors. The next photos you see of me, the first photo is in the same backyard as the last photos I was talking about. I was hanging out with my friend. He was my favorite at the time, and whenever I got the chance to, I hung out with him. The next photos you see of me are at my grandpa's house when I lived at the buildings, and he lived across from me before he died. I used to go over there a lot, hang out with him. On the back wall you see is a TV and a TV stand. Also in front of me there was a coffee table, a wood coffee table. Also brown couches. A brown couch, and then a chair to I want to say, I'm bad with my left and right, but I want to say the left. The chair was closest to the back door. His kitchen was closed off. There was a mini walkway, like hallway towards the front door. He had tons of beads, bead walkway hanging down. Really cool. My room was pink. It was covered in clutter. I used to hang out in my grandpa's backyard all the time, so I remember his unit very well. Also, I remember his big mattress, like his room was beside mine. He always had the air conditioning on. Also, in the last photo is of me at a school play. I was doing a song with my classmates. I was having a ball. I didn't know my picture was being taken. That is one of the few times that they've gotten a photo of me with a full smile, and that is because I didn't know, and I was smiling at the crowd and at my grandma. Also, the last photo you'll be seeing it's not of my room exactly, but it's pretty much like a replica of my room. My bed was across from all of that. My toys were beside. The door was next, close to my bed on the wall beside it, where Homer is standing. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye family.